Hello, I'm Brendan, and I'm a member of the board of CRAN. CRAN is a voluntary community of 30,000 cannabis enthusiasts on Reddit. CRAN was set up in 2010 as a decentralized community for cannabis users to chat in Ireland and to connect. Over the years, as our community grew, the moderators began to get more involved in activism. Through the COVID lockdowns, the subreddit grew exponentially, and there was far more discussion about getting involved in cannabis law reform. In the last 12 months, we've been increasing our presence on Reddit and also expanding to other social media platforms, such as Twitter, Instagram, and Discord. The Discord server has been extremely effective for getting community members involved in reform, and also acts as a chat room for people interested in other cannabis topics. We've also found Discord extremely useful in community building and helping people overcome internalized stigma around cannabis. Our approach to activism has been spearheaded by an ethos around harm reduction and education. We on the CRAN board all moderate, manage and fund the campaigns that we take part in, and we try to encourage people to engage politically and together in activism. Today, members of the CRAN community are on the streets of Dublin engaging with the public, sharing fact-based information about cannabis in order to dispel myths and stigma. Looking at the broader Irish landscape, when it comes to cannabis, it's still highly illegal with stringent personal possession laws. Many cases are going to court for less than a gram. In 2021, an adult caution system for the possession of personal amounts of cannabis was introduced. The law does not define a personal amount, and as such, the scheme is at the discretion of Gardaí. The adult caution scheme means that on a first personal possession offence, a criminal conviction is avoided. In 2021, about 1,600 cases of possession were handled by the adult caution system, representing about 10% of all cannabis possession cases. Prohibition is still having dangerous and upsetting consequences, such as the rapid rise of synthetic cannabis, child exploitation, and human trafficking. Synthetics are a problem exacerbated by a post-COVID, post-Brexit climate, and also a cultural shift in consumption methods coming from legal markets towards products such as vapes, edibles, and oils, all considered good practice in harm reduction in regulated markets, but which are also products that are easier to counterfeit. The supply chains for cannabis in Ireland relied heavily on imports through the UK. With increased customs checks due to Brexit, drug dealers have resorted to cheaper counterfeit novelty products to make sales, which is having consequences specifically on the newer consumers. Sprayed cannabis and hemp flower is also here, but less prevalent. Usually, the synthetic cannabis in our country comes packaged as edibles, vapes, e-juice, and other more novel products found in legal markets. A Welsh study that tested products sold as THC e-juice found that only 3% were pure THC. The rest were made up primarily of a harmful research chemical known as AB pinaca, which can kill. There is no research on the Irish market at present, but we know it's a major problem because of what the community is telling us on CRAN. In 2020, as part of the programme for government, it was agreed that there would be a citizens' assembly held on the topic of drugs, giving hope to many in the reform movement that change will happen soon. A citizens' assembly is made up of 100 Irish citizens who meet away from partisan politics to examine the evidence and to influence policy in a way that represents Irish society. We are hopeful that a citizens' assembly process will lead to progress. Recent polling indicates that there is now near unanimous support for access to medical cannabis, and that the majority are in favour of drug policy reform. We had hopes that this would happen as quickly as possible, as previous citizens' assemblies have been quite effective in making large progressive change in Ireland, such as gender equality, same-sex marriage, and abortion legislation. The government has this year indicated that the Citizens' Assembly shall take place in 2023. However, the government has yet to set a date or the terms of reference. The delays provide an opportunity for us in Ireland to build upon the progress in other countries. Here in Ireland, like the rest of Europe, there's now a real appetite for change, and the voices for reform are getting louder. Together, we're stronger, and we believe that real progress is now near at hand. I and everyone at CRAN would like to thank everyone involved in organising today's event, and we look forward to collaborating on policy reform. Thank you.